All right, yeah. So another question, basically going off of that, like, yes, it's power in numbers, but just like, is America? Like, I think it goes with a lot of things. Like, you know, we're in like one of the worst pandemics in 100 years, and people only got like $1,800, while other countries are getting more. Like, is America really the greatest country if like people were allowed to just storm our Capitol building? Like,
Fuck yes.
I would say yes because they are allowed to do that. Like,
okay.
But also,
we have our
like,
problems.
literally, there are countries in this time and age where, like, those type of coups actually have effect. Like Trump has always been kind of been attracted to dictators, and like, there's real dictators. Like, they hold the power in force and they won't leave. Like, our system is so much stronger than that. And like, even when someone like hypothetically or reality tries, like, every American is taught in school, like, our system is 4 years election. Like, we have it built into us in like defense and weapons and police, but also built into the souls of every single person that this is how it works. We're a democracy. And like, that is not something that is physical, something that's inside all Americans. And that creates strength. Like, you can't overtake us. We all respect the system too much.
I say yes because I'm American and I'm proud, but like, there are countries that are in better shape than us right now, from like a people being happy standpoint, from like national security, from like being cohesive. You can't argue that we don't have our problems right now.
Of course we have our problems. Every country has their problems, but I think, so is there some companies that are happier? I feel like you might be thinking of someone like in Iceland. Like,
or a lot of Scandinavian countries, yeah.
So yes,
Norway.
in this they have little diversity, like little problems. So socialist government, so like no one's worried about money. Like, and the happiness levels could potentially be higher there. Fair point, but like, if you're gonna say what's the best country and you use happiness, they
also healthier,
happy and healthier. They have a case, right? I mean, we could compete with them in that maybe. But the one thing that
certainly not health.
Well, right. I mean, we probably have more healthy people than them. So like by a number, not a percentage. But
right.
The other thing that if that's a fair shot at which one of those, the one thing that they can never compete with us in is the things that we create. And our system creates those things. And that goes with technology, infrastructure, and the internet, weapons, which is something that people have across the world, and also movies and pop culture. We are the best because we create the best things. And that is like a big checkbox that those countries don't have.
Good point. Yep. Agreed.
So, and we're fucking...
culturally relevant, yeah.
We're the best. I mean, and of course other countries might think they're the best, but like, is there a movie that came from France that is higher grossing than any American movie? Like, we would probably have... Oh, I don't want to watch it because it's in French and I don't want to watch subtitles, but like, we would know what it is. Is there some superhero franchise that we've never heard of?
Bollywood.
Like
Bollywood's a huge, and there's like 1 billion people
who,
in India.
France?
So like,
India.
No,
India is actually interesting, and they probably have their own little culture there. Like, because obviously American culture drips into Japan and England and France and Europe, because like we're all kind of capitalists and like the same. And then as you get further away in the world, like India is like, I don't know, that India is interesting, very interesting.
It's like 3 times bigger than us.
Yeah.
More. And they have their, like, Bollywood is their version of Hollywood. And they have these like huge, it's a very like distinct style, but they have, it might gross more. I don't know, just because of the sheer number.
But the main metric that if this was a GDP is the metric that I think is the fairest
that
to
we
rate.
use. Yeah.
Well, like, you have to, if you're going to actually say what's the best country, and you need to have a metric to find it. You can't really have a metric for happiness, which would probably be the best one because it's complex, but there isn't a metric. Like, GDP is what the country produces, which translates to jobs and money and things. And like, happiness is obvious. It's hard. You can't measure happiness. So we have the highest GDP, and China's creeping up on us.
What about GDP versus like debt? Did they take that into account?
GDP doesn't take debt into account.
No, but I'm saying, like, do you?
I mean, I don't know how to rate this. No one does. But I mean,
at what point does like
the debt? We could just fucking print money. By the way, I'll just say one sentence. If you would have invested $1,000 at the point where I made a Bitcoin pitch on this podcast, you would now have like $19,000.
No, it didn't.
I said $23,000. I made a when we talked about Bitcoin on the podcast.
23, right?
Okay.
I was like, my news story of the week was Bitcoin is now at $23,000. This is insane.
Yeah.
If you at that moment, one of us would have invested $1,000 after that ended, it would now be worth $17,000 or $18,000. Bitcoin is up to $40,000.
What? Yeah, so it's under doubled. How would it multiply by 19?
All right, good point. You're right. No, you're 100% right. You're 100%
You make a lot of money.
You're 100% right about what I just said was absolutely mathematically wrong. But I meant you'd be fucking way up.
You've doubled your money. Yeah. Almost. Which is
it's gone up $17,000 since then. I didn't think this through before.
Sure.
But and that goes back to the debt thing because we can print more money, and like if we're the reserve currency, we don't really need to pay the debts, and we have the best military. So like it is a brewing issue. But America's the fucking best country because I fucking said so. Red, white, and blue.
Bless America. Love it.
America. All right.
Do you think we're the best country, Brandon?
Huh?
Do you think America's the best country?
No.
What country do you think is the best country? You also picked his team to win in cartoon landscaping wars, so your credibility is a little low, but
I think Canada is the best country.
that is so...
I think Canadians might disagree with you on that one.
Why?
It depends.
You just said on a podcast that is going to say that Canada is better than America. Let's hear this
there's
one.
many reasons. Like I like the cold. It's personal bias. I like the cold.
We have plenty of that in
like-
America.
I like the city of Toronto. It's like the North Hollywood.
New York City Junior. Okay.
Yeah, and then I like the landscape. I like the different like.
My favorite place I've ever been is in Canada. It's in Alberta, Banff National Park in
Beautiful
Alberta.
place.
Oh, he's
It's the
added
same
something.
Rocky Mountain. It's the same Rocky Mountains that go up through America. Like
All like
we have,
almost
we
but
have,
they're-
we have that
Wait,
beauty in
wait,
America.
I went
They
from the
have,
Rockies
like,
in
universal-
America and flew
It's
from
beautiful.
there
I'm sure
to
Canada has tons of
Canada.
natural
Way more
beauty.
beautiful.
Of course.
They have universal health care. You can like ship. You can mail drugs to each other. Like they just.
That's
It's
cool.
a very like. I don't
weed
know.
is
sucks.
nationally legal there.
It fucking
So
sucks.
Canada's cool, but
What do
like
you- what do
And
you-
they've never been in like any conflicts.
Yeah, because they're
really. Like,
pussies.
WW2, they were in World War II.
Yeah, they fought with us in World War II.
Um,
I mean,
I like
yeah,
Canada.
I have no problem with Canada. Great place. They're like America, but like
They have no,
America's
like-
more crazy and like rich and like
Yeah.
and like we create everything and like we're nuts. Like our politics are nuts. Our sports are nuts. Like I
lot of,
love that shit about America.
a lot of people that like create culture here are Canadian, though. I'll give you that. Like, Seth
But where do
Rogen,
they live?
Right, they came
Yeah.
here
Hey.
to do it, but you know they have a Canadian influence. I love Canada, so
Did you think that one? You think we said there's definitely not a metric to compare, but you're gonna go on a limb and have a big bite and say that Canada's better than America?
stick to your guns, bud.
Just might as well
In
stick to your
100
guns.
years, we'll go back to that and see if I'm right.
Dude, what a cop out. 100 what? Why not just make a bold statement? What's the best country in the world?
America.
Oh, all right. Well, you're easily convinced.
you made like a pretty compelling argument.
I
there, so
mean,
was
you
like,
should,
all right.
like if you just stick with it.
I'm saying like
We were
personal
arguing about
bias.
Looney Tune fucking. We got pretty into that. We were arguing Looney
Go
Tune
back to it.
landscaping companies. Like you just got to stick with your gun. That's what it's all about.
All right.
Unless you're Trump.
Stick to my guns. America
Eventually
is
you
the
give
greatest
up.
country right now, but I want Canada to be the greatest country.
That's an even worse take because you're American.
that was way worse.
You're American,
The,
so like
The
you
U.S.
want-
just beat the shout out American World Juniors. Just beat the Canadian World Junior hockey team.
Is that hockey?
in Canada? Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
like they're
The
It's funny 'cause,
juniors, what
like-
are those like under 18?
under 20 and under. You can have a couple 20-year-olds, but it's like it's a big deal for them. Obviously,
I
for
would
us,
imagine that's a
not-
huge deal because Canadians like hockey. So
And
Brandon,
this
you-
was like one of their teams of their. Let me just finish this. One of the teams of like the generation, great team. They hadn't trailed at any point in any game. Rolled through Russia in the semis, and then the Americans came and just
That's like Miracle on
dominated
Ice,
them.
Miracle on Ice style.
not
If
nearly.
it was the Olympics,
not
not
nearly.
like 18-year-olds.
And also, like, not nearly as big an underdog. There was no Cold War
Okay,
going
yeah.
on, but
True.
it was an upset. So
All right.
it's like I think the Americans were like plus 240 in the game. So
Well, Brandon probably bet on Canada.
he took a future on him.
So, Brandon, you think you live in America, and you thought that Canada was better, but you agreed that America was better, but you want Canada to be better.
Yeah, personal bias. I see this like fictional Canada as like this amazing place. So it's like I want them to be.
But it's not fictional. It's a real place.
Well, like everything to get better there.
Well, why wouldn't you just wish that for where you already live?
Because I just don't see it happening.
All right.
Not so much a wish as like a prediction.
Yeah.
You should expect us to ask you what your big bites are and like maybe prep them a little bit.
I don't at all.
Like we've done it every big bite the last like 3 podcasts. We say, what is your opinion? So like we prep it out a little bit. Prep it out.
Yeah,
like you're the one guy who knows
prep
these
out my
questions.
answer,
Like we
yeah.
prep out like we're gonna ask you and like maybe like a little bit of coherency
I basically,
coherency
like,
through the
ask you
words you're
things where
saying.
I don't have to answer them. So it's
But
not
you can
fun for
probably
me.
predict by now we're gonna ask you back.
Yeah.
Probably will. We got one more of these, so like think about it.
Do we have one more big bite?
No, we have one more podcast.
Oh, right. I'm always sad when it's over. I guess that's a good sign.
Yep. Don't cry because
Dude,
it's over.
I would
Smile
like to.
because it happened.
I would like to say one more time how silly that cartoon character fight was.
Yeah. You got into it. Dude, this is what I think Lauren and Shelby love and hate about when we all hang out. It's like it's bound to happen. We can have a discussion that starts with cartoon, and then next thing you know, we're
And like this is like
We're like at
this
each other's
is us hanging out like on steroids because we're thinking it through and we're planning it out, we're structuring
Right.
it, and it's I think it's good content, man. I mean, like
Yeah.
this I love how we do it. But let's not reminisce until maybe the last episode, and we'll play the
True.
song "I Will Remember You." We'll play like
Vitamin
highlights of
C
some of it.
graduation.
Yeah,
As we go on.
That's what that band is called.
yeah. I guess
Well,
they're
Vitamin C. No,
Oh,
it was a like C level pop star, but she had that one song.
Okay.
Vitamin C, red hair.
I know that. That's cool.
They're one hit wonder. All right, well, everybody, let us know who had the real best cartoon team. Let us know if you made it this far, why the hell you're still here, and if you're still here, come on, give us a little like or something. Subscribe on YouTube. You know what? Don't even fucking do it. Who cares? Just kidding, do it. But anyway. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for listening. Peace out. This has been fun.
Adios.
And we'll see you next week. Peace. I almost forgot. If you really enjoyed the clip, if you really enjoyed the podcast, one thing I would appreciate more than anything, just hit the little subscribe button. And I have hours and hours of podcast footage talking to some of the best entrepreneurs out there on YouTube. Watch some more of them. Check out this. Check out this. Go ahead and binge. Have some fun. I love you. Thanks for watching.